Welcome back to Speed Chat Plus. I've been going through it, but
You sure have.
we're definitely gonna get to that. But we're back. I'm here. Michael's here.
Sup? How's it going?
We almost didn't do an episode this week because Michael has such a short amount of time between coming home and leaving again. He's only done like a stream and a half since he's been home, and literally by the time that this airs, he's either on his way or he's about to be on his way again for like another 3 weeks.
Yeah. No rest for the weary.
Yep.
Except
So
for when I'm here getting like 12 hours of sleep each day. So,
I do want to start our first shout out with the new Taco Bell Baja Blast flavor. You see that? They're coming out
yay!
with a
I
new Baja Blast
did.
on the day that this podcast is coming out. So if you are watching this or listening to this right now, you can try the new Baja Blast, which it's supposed to be the same tropical lime, but with like added passion fruit. And I think that sounds delicious, and I don't need to be addicted to another Mountain Dew flavor. That's what screwed me over the last time.
Is it US only? Because I'm not going to be in the US next
I
week.
don't know. It
Should I
doesn't
try it?
say. I would have to go to like the entire article, but I don't want to read an article when I can just read headlines. I'm an
Yeah.
American consumer that I read headlines and form my entire opinion off of the headline. Okay?
Maybe it'll be the first thing I seek after I'm back to the States.
Maybe you'll get it
Probably.
on the way at the airport. See if they got a
Maybe.
Taco Bell. They don't. But hey, maybe they do. He's like, no, chat, they don't.
Maybe.
They don't.
They don't.
So, I mean, I might have to try that tomorrow as well. I mean, here's the thing. I
No,
got
it
nothing
sounds
going on
good.
tomorrow. So, I think the plan is come home from work and immediately get Baja Blast and then like go live and for the first time in like 2 weeks because I've not had a chance to go live. I've been working on a video and I'll talk a little bit about that as well. But we got a couple more shout outs right now. This was a really funny one that I just wanted to share. I'm not going to actually like play the whole video, but this guy was opening CS:GO cases and he called a Chick-fil-A employee and he goes, "Hey yo,
Oh,
what's
I
your
saw
what's
this.
your
I saw
favorite item
this.
on the menu?" And whatever the guy chose was the crate that he opened. And he goes, "Okay, what's your second favorite item?" And he chooses another number, and that's the key he
Yeah, like
chooses. And then it lands on a
lands
knife.
on a knife.
It was
Yeah.
insane. The reaction was so good too. A couple of like lowly little streamers here
Yeah.
that had an all-time clip. Oh, you love those one in
Yes.
a million moments.
Yeah. So oh, my favorite's like the number two combo, and then followed by the number six combo, and then that
Mm-hmm.
ends up being what it lands
Mm-hmm.
on, like for that particular crate and key, and oh, that was pretty legendary.
And I'll tell you what, that Chick-fil-A employee knows what he's talking about because absolutely 100% the spicy chicken sandwich is the way to go, followed by the nuggets. I mean, it doesn't get any better than that at
Nuggets.
Chick-fil-A.
I, when I was in Orlando, I got some nuggets with my friends, so that's what we did.
Yeah,
Yeah.
so shout out Chick-fil-A.
Smooth.
Sponsor us. We'll get more than 20 views one of these days. I think actually both our podcast episodes have more than 20 views. So we're on our way, Chick-fil-A. We're coming for you.
I mean, you can. I'm good.
No, you don't want that Chick-fil-A.
No, I'm good.
All right, two more quick shout outs because I always love shouting out these little cool things that we see. There's a new game that's going to be coming out later this year, question mark. It's called Recur. It's an indie game and it has to do with time travel. And we've seen a lot of games that have to do with time travel, but this one's unique in the sense where when you walk forward, time moves forward, but when you walk backwards, time moves backward. And so it's a puzzle platformer
Oh,
where you have to solve your way through the platforming by moving forward and backwards to grab items and redo things and so like there's a guy you'll be
yeah.
chasing and then he'll drop an item and then you run forward and grab the item in the reverse time and then he doesn't have the item anymore. So it's really interesting and this has piqued my interest and I think it looks really good.
Yeah, I saw the tweet about this one too, so that's a good shout out.
So this one is definitely one to look for on the horizons. I love our little indie games, especially ones with such imagination. Um, I've,
Yeah.
I've been saying it for a while. I think the whole industry's been saying it for a while that indies have been the new backbone of the industry because they are just so much more imaginative, put so much more heart and soul and passion, and more importantly, art into the artwork.
Yeah, you get a lot more of that passion and creativity despite the volatility of like the industry.
Mm-hmm.
So
All right, and then I
yeah.
got one more shout out, just one more, and that is that the Nintendo website says the company has sold over 5.9 billion video games and 860 million consoles over the past 48 years of the industry. Just Nintendo, to show how big of an impact Mario as a mustached marauder has done. Maybe he's not a marauder, but but
I don't know, maybe he is.
the fun fact, I learned this of quite a few years ago, but of the most recognizable names worldwide, number 2 is Jesus and number 1 is Mario. It might be actually like Cristiano Ronaldo now, but I mean, like back then, it really was. It was Mario was actually a more well-known household name than Jesus Christ. That is factual. So to tell you the kind of impact Nintendo has, and I mean, I own a Switch in multiple games. You own a Switch at least once in
Yeah. I
multiple
mean,
games.
I don't know. Is like Mario more of like a, I don't know, public biblical figure than Jesus Christ? Do we want to get into that kind of
Who
debate?
has a bigger cult following, Mario or Jesus? Leave your comment down below.
No. Oh man.
I mean, it's
I
pretty
bet
hard. You've seen the Nintendo purists, and I know you've seen the Bible thumpers.
the Bible thumpers for
Oh,
sure.
mm-hmm.
Yeah. Oh man. If this is the podcast that pops off, then
Let's.
we'll be trending in an interesting direction, that's for sure.
No, we'll be trending all right, all for the
Hmm.
wrong reasons.
God, I hope not. Oh,
Hopefully, the right
oh my
reasons. Let's
God.
get into the more
Hopefully.
wholesome, fun, toony stuff. Because although this is not
Toonie.
necessarily a Toontown podcast, we did get our name originally from Toontown, where they had speed chat only districts or speed chat only tunes, and then the incorporation of speed chat plus, which just seemed like the natural step for our branding. We
Mhm.
do talk about Toontown when it's relevant, and we have a lot to say. And hey, today we have a lot to say, so this is going to be a lot more
Yes.
Toontown centered and oriented, which means
Hmm.
good news for Toontown fans, who may as well also be a cult following. Not as big as Mario or Jesus, but oh my, there is quite a cult
Yeah,
following, and in all the
you're
best
telling me
ways.
you're telling me the number three name is Flippy, right?
I mean, I literally have the Instagram post of you standing right next to Flippy up on the screen right now.
Ah, so maybe it
So
is. I don't know.
maybe it was
That's
meant
my
to
homie.
be.
That's my homie right there.
That's your
Flippy Dog and
homie
Bottom.
Flippy.
Can I
Apparently,
tell you?
I was gonna say
Can I tell you something?
according to my YouTube video, he spread COVID, but we're not gonna get into that.
Flippy spread COVID.
Have you seen the actual like behind the scenes image of that?
Oh, yes, I remember now. I remember
I
now.
can't bring it up
Yeah,
without breaking everything. So just know that there's a
but
version
it's
of the
worth it.
text that has all the text behind it. So you can actually read everything that was written. And I wrote all of that by hand. I didn't chat GPT it or anything.
Oh,
And it just talks about how Flippy tried to smuggle COVID out through a cupcake, but then was stopped by a mingler, and I put other mingler, and then he like panicked and threw the cupcake, and that's what started COVID.
all right.
He was almost our savior, but
Who's who in chat has or in the comments has lost Aaron's train of explanation here? I don't know how many of you were lost at Flippy, but
it
if you
definitely
were,
lost at
leave a
Flippy.
comment.
If you have no idea what I'm talking about, go watch the most recent video on my channel. And if you do
Yeah,
know what I'm talking about, I'm so sorry. Anyway, let's get into actual Toonfest. Michael, you were there.
I was. I mean, can I say a story about the Flippy selfie?
Yes, absolutely.
After I like snapped that little selfie, Flippy like pointed to me and I was like, "Yeah, what's up?" And he like went to the table where they have like the usual like gag props that they like let people take photos with, and he
Mm-hmm.
pointed at the bugle and then he looked back up at me and did this with his
He's like,
hand.
no sound, no
No
sound,
sound. I'm
no.
like, "Yeah, man. I'm soundless. What I sure am."
What are you gonna
Like,
do
yeah.
about it?
Yeah, exactly. That was a funny little moment. Like Flippy knows, okay? Like we're like I said, we're homies. We've seen each other probably a million times at this point, both in game and IRL. It's canon, all right? It's canon.
Do you think he remembers everything I said to him in Toon Hall from Toontown Online?
You know, you'll have to ask the man himself
I'll have to one of these days. Have I? No,
one of these
have I
days.
been to a Toonfest where they had Flippy? I don't
You
think
were
so.
literally,
Wait, because
bro. You were
wait,
you literally
did they have Flippy at Columbus? I don't know if they
you.
did. I know they had the
They always have
Flunky.
Flippy.
Well,
They
they didn't
always have
always have Flippy. He was like a new addition within the past couple of years. I think
Flippy has been to Columbus and Oklahoma City and MomoCon for sure.
yeah,
Um,
I've only been
yeah,
to Columbus. Out of the past like 4 Toonfests, the only one I went to was Columbus, and it was like a low key one where they didn't have any announcements or anything. They were just
yeah.
like, "Hey, thanks for showing up, guys.
Toonfest Mini.
We're just chilling. Come say hi," and that's what I did. So I guess I didn't really interact with Flippy a whole lot there. So that's oh well.
Flippy will remember that,
Flippy
actually.
remembers that. It like shows up with the
Yep.
telltale. Flippy will remember this.
He sure will.
I'm gonna get some really strongly worded gestures from Flippy. He gonna give me one of these as well, but he's not pointing to the sound this time.
Nope. He's just looking at you, man.
No, but whoever is in that Flippy does a really good job of like kind of mimicking what the characters in Disneyland do. And so I don't know if
Oh, for
it's
sure. Yeah.
somebody who has some overlap with that, or if they just definitely took some classes and watched some YouTube videos. But you see a lot of the same tendencies, and they're
You
very
think
good at
you,
it.
you think Flippy goes down rabbit holes on YouTube
I would believe that Flippy goes down rabbit holes on YouTube. I
when
mean,
he's not at his desk?
when he's
He's
not
just at
going
his
down his
in
own
the street.
portable holes, he's going down rabbit holes.
That's right. Except not rigmaroles, you
Oh,
know.
of course not. That's
Yeah, no.
his holes are way too crazy. I mean, you can't follow that guy if you tried.
Mm-mm. Nope,
Hmm.
absolutely not.
So
Nope. But Flippy's cool. Flunky is cool. Flunky's been around, I think, since like
I
2017.
remember
Replay effects.
Flunky in 2017. Yeah, and Flunky's shown up
Yeah,
to every Toonfest since then. I remember that being like a big pinnacle point in the 2017 Toonfest where the
it
Flunky
was.
came out and everyone was like, "Oh my God, it's
Everyone was
Flunky!"
chasing after him as he wobbled his way through the convention center halls, all
Hmm.
past all the pinball machines.
There
That
was
that
like a
was cool.
video of one of my friends, Thomas, sleeping, and like the Flunky came up to him as he was sleeping and just kind of looked over him. Oh, good times, memories. That was
Bop, bop,
8 years
bop,
ago. 8 years ago.
Man, 8 years, and the first Toonfest was 10 years ago,
Mm-hmm. Oh wait, I got the
2015.
picture of you and the Flunky as well. That's up there. You look like you're about to
Yay!
lay a whole cream pie
Look,
slice on him.
look, I wanted to, give him a piece of his mind, but I decided he came all the way out to Toonfest, so I told him, I'm gonna let this one slide, but after Toonfest we have some business to discuss, so I'm gonna be following up afterwards, and I'll have my people call his people, and we'll see where that goes.
The only time
Yeah.
I see a Flunky anymore is in Grindworks, and they're always splitting in two in mitosis scene, and so
Shh, don't give him ideas. Don't give him
every
ideas.
single
No,
time
no,
I
no, no,
see a
no.
Flunky, like my eyes turn red, and it's fight or flight right then and there. You know?
So you understand my photo then? The fight or
I
flight.
did a fireflight cream pie slice, ready to
Yeah.
just splat him in the eyeballs.
But then I remembered he was nice enough to come to Toonfest, so
Yeah, they.
I, I,
It's weird that
I
they
gave
let
him a
him in though,
pass.
right? Is he just chilling? Is he one of the good guys now, or
I don't know. I mean, that cognation crate is there, so like he's probably attracted, like allured to it. So
could be? He's just
maybe he's the
encroaching on
reason
the
it's
territory.
maybe he's the reason it's there. Actually, I don't know. Maybe he is the like chair of like cognation. I don't know. We could
Hmm.
spitball tons of theories.
Speaking of the cognation barrel, I also have that picture up of you luring all the other cogs, and I was like, okay, listen, I was probably the only one who pointed this out, but
You did point this
I
out.
was like, man, look, he's using a big magnet. You could tell because it's number one, a magnet, and number two, it's blue. But all the cogs are doing the hypno goggle like animation,
They
and I'm like, that's
are.
incorrect. They should be levitating. Why aren't they levitating?
Listen, the cosplayers, y'all are awesome. Y'all deserved your second place Toonies win. but be mindful of what gag I'm using next time. Maybe,
Come on,
you know,
guys, levitate next time.
not levitating. That's the new gag right there. There we
Honestly,
go.
maybe you should be wearing the hypno goggles. Maybe you got to be more conscious about the fact that they can't levitate.
Listen, give me a break. All right. The cogs are the ones that are the nefarious ones here.
But straight
All
up, those
right.
look phenomenal. I love just the
They
detail
do.
put into that. The bloodsucker looks great, like the shadows and
Yes,
everything.
like they look so awesome like in person, like both at MomoCon and at Anime Orlando. Like me posting a picture with them ended up being like one of my most popular posts like
Hmm.
out from the whole weekend. Like
It went like
everyone loves those
semi-viral in the
cosplayers.
Toontown community on Twitter.
It did. It did. It absolutely did. I mean, the Mingler didn't make a return, but like, yeah, Bloodsucker, Lone Shark. The Lone Shark. There was this funny moment from the like Q&A or
Hmm.
Toontails panel where like they were going through different memories that like people wrote or drew on these like cards. It's like the start of a new tradition.
Hmm.
And one of the like people drew that their favorite memory was when like the loan shark got called out by Ron Weaver and everyone looked back and started cheering and applauding. And the little loan shark is just so cute. He has little tears in his eyes. Like he's so happy to just like be here and get the recognition that he deserves. And like it's probably the only recognition that he'll ever get from the tunes. The only time they'll ever applaud for him. So yeah, he made it all this way from Cashbot headquarters.
And we're
So
so proud of him.
we're so proud of that loan shark. That's the next plushie. Just saying.
I hope so. I'd get one. I mean, I was
I'd get one.
I wish I could have gotten the Loud and Clear and the Shirley, but I just didn't.
Same.
I
I
just didn't
didn't.
have money. I don't have money. I mean, I do
No,
now because
same.
I have the job, but like I didn't then.
Yeah.
You know, I
Like
was.
if they were around today, I would be able to get them, but I can't.
Hmm.
So Sag. Yeah. The plushies were they had a couple there in person that they gave out as prizes for like fish bingo and stuff, and they are as plush and adorable and cute as they look,
Hmm.
from the makeshift campaign.
I was talking about going a little semi-viral. We don't really go viral here, okay? Like
No.
this is the Toontown community. Unless you mention Quackity, you're probably not going viral. But I've got the tweets up, like the tweets of the weekend, to kind of show our perspective of viral in the Toontown community. So we've got this one from Michael with the luring of the cogs. When it's getting almost 200 likes, I mean, it's
It's
195
pretty
now.
good.
I totally didn't forget to like it before, but
Aw, you
it's at
better
100.
repost that. You better repost
I'm
that.
retweeting it now. It's been retweeted. I did it. Sorry, it's still retweet to me. I'm just gonna call it retweet forever.
I'll call it retweet. I apologize.
Hmm. But that's all right. So like that's his little semi-viral moment, and then I had a couple of my own over the weekend. I'm not even trying on
You
Twitter
did.
anymore. I'm barely
No.
tweeting. I just kind of go
Yep.
on there and say a thing every once in a while. If people like it, they do, and if they don't, they don't. One
Yeah.
of them was about I was just watching your stream, and then I decided to make a tweet about like 3 of the new things I saw that I was like, okay, this is what they're working on, and everyone just kind of ran with that, and that one got like 200 likes, and it's just Toontown
Yep.
rewritten, cooked, new multi-cog building that I misspelled, new street
Huh?
layouts, and new gags to be announced, right? And that one kind of went off. But the other one that I actually, this has nothing to do with Toonfest, but just happened to coincide with this whole weekend, was I was scrolling through YouTube, and the Game Theory had recently done like
Yes.
a video about old MMOs, and they were like, it looks like we missed some from the comments. Which one would you guys like to see at a future part 2? And they had Toontown on the list. And I was like, is
They
this
sure
the first
did.
time Game Theory had ever mentioned Toontown? And
Probably.
all I was like, dude, Game Theory on Toontown would go wild. And I did not
It would.
expect this to get as many likes as it did, but it's now upwards 266 for like my most liked tweet of the year at this point.
Gotta rally the community
Gotta
together,
rally.
man.
Go leave I don't know how much longer this poll's going on. I don't even think it's still
Mhm.
going on. But at the time, you see,
It,
I voted Toontown. They also misspelled Toontown.
if you want to go find it, go to the Game Theorist YouTube channel, go
Mm.
to the posts or community tab or whatever it is, and then scroll down to where you'll find it. It's got like Wizard 101 is on there, Toontown is on there, a couple other ones are on there.
We probably won't beat Wizard 101 or catch up to Animal Jam,
No,
but we got to make sure we beat
no.
Mushi Monsters that I've never heard of.
Mu- Moshi
Moshi
Monsters.
Monsters? I've never heard of that.
Yeah.
That's
You've never heard of that?
never heard of Moshi
Really?
Monsters. I've heard of the other three.
Wow.
I've never played
All
Animal
right.
Jam. I have some time in Wizard 101 and a lot of time in Toontown.
Commenters, this is your time to shine. This is when you roast Aaron for not being familiar with Moshi Monsters. I can't believe what I'm hearing right
My
now.
bad, okay? Gee, I grew up playing backyard baseball, all right? That's what I got
Well,
into. That was my
now we gotta
hyperfixation.
listen. If Game Theory doesn't do Moshi Monsters, then I know what your next video is gonna be. That's all I'm gonna say.
Me playing Moshi Monsters, is that what my next video is going to be?
Covering it, doing a video essay on it. Yeah.
Okay, see, I can do video essays on Toontown because I grew up in the Toontown community and I've been in the Toontown community and I don't have to do too much research about it because I already know it because it's all in here. When I get to a
Yeah.
brand new game and I gotta like actually look stuff up, man, that's work.
Uh, can I circle back to one post that I saw that is like not, I don't know how viral it got, but it was from one of our favorite Toontown content creators, kind of making a little bit of a return now, coming
it the
back to the
Duckington
Toontown
Finch?
community. It sure is. You better pull that up right now.
All
Our
right.
boy Duckington Finch
He posted
is
it
back,
on everything.
baby.
So whether it's on like
Instagram,
Twitter,
like,
YouTube, or
yeah.
Instagram, I think it was on TikTok as well. Yep.
We got to shout out our boy Finch.
Shout out
man.
my boy Finch.
But I'm really glad to meet you.
And then you're gonna get mad at me as well. I have no idea what song this is parodying.
Is this illegal?
Really?
I am so out of the pop culture, okay? I
What?
don't know. I don't listen to the Sabrina Carpenters or anything like I don't listen to Cappuccino or whatever the songs
That's
are.
crazy.
Okay,
I
you can
can't
be
believe
mad
you've
at
never
me.
heard that.
I'm old, all right?
Wow. Why am I even on a podcast with
I'm so
you?
old. Look, my back doesn't work anymore.
Oh my god.
This.
Oh my
I don't know,
god.
Moshi Monsters. I don't know the kids songs they're listening to nowadays, bro. I listen to AJR and then I.
Yeah, how's it feel carrying the weight of the Toontown community on your back and nothing else?
I'm still waiting for someone to take the gauntlet here. You know, pass the torch as it were.
man.
And there's been some. All right, there's been some
There's been
streamers
some.
out
There's
there.
been some.
Tracks by Redefi is whenever I look in the Toontown community, always the top streamer, pushing 40, 50 views every single day. So keep at it. Keep at it, pal.
And AKA Ellie Cat as well.
Ellie Cat's been killing it. I kind of forgot because I think Ellie Cat took a bit of a break recently. Either that or I'm just not looking whenever she's live. But also
said
been
you-
killing it.
You said you forgot. How many times do you want these commenters to roast you today, Aaron?
See,
Because
the fact of
you're,
the matter
you're
is-
stacking them up right now.
I've got that like deteriorating brain, right? That the brain rot went too deep and it's not there anymore. So I'm trying my best. Thank you for your patience. But
Yeah,
I
when
wanna
you
shout
so
out those two
you heard it here
creators. They're
first.
doing amazing.
You heard it here first. When you step away from the Toontown community, the brain rot is real. So
It sure is, right?
yeah. Anyways, Finch, he's cool too. Shout out Finch.
Shout out Finn. Shout out all three of those creators. Amazing people doing great things.
Yeah.
All right, but tell me about your time at Toonfest. More than just meeting Flippy and the Cog, because I mean, hey, that's great and it makes a good picture. But I'm sure you have like other stories, things that the cameras didn't catch.
Yeah, I mean, I'll definitely have like things that the cameras didn't catch, and in order to center myself towards that direction, I'm just gonna start with things that the cameras did catch.
It's a good start.
Yeah, so we got to see a lot of announcements right out of the gate when Toonfest started, because they did. Joey grabbed the mic and did his typical like "Welcome to Toonfest" like
He's good at PR.
thing
I'll give him that.
as the doors opened, right?
Mm-hmm.
He did his little chit chat, and that was after Anime Orlando did like the ribbon cutting ceremony. I didn't realize it was the very first like Anime Orlando show they had ever done. The last time GalaxyCon was in Florida was in like Miami years ago, apparently.
So the first
And,
time
they're-
in Orlando.
Yeah, and they're already coming back next year, August like 14th to 16th. I think.
I
it
mean,
is, 'cause
with
they were all,
the
like,
crowd that they drew, I'm not even surprised.
Yeah,
Wasn't even
especially
Flippy
with, like-
part of the ribbon cutting ceremony. Did I see
That's
that?
what I was getting at. He was part of the. You can find the photos of it. Like I think Toontown Rewritten retweeted like a press outlets like photo that they took on their like Twitter or Blue Sky or something, and there's a photo with Flippy on the right, and he is standing next to not only a GalaxyCon organizer opening the show, but also three iconic voice actors. We got Bill Farmer, the voice of Goofy, Paige O'Hara, the voice of Belle from Beauty and the Beast, and Jodie Benson, the voice of Ariel from The Little Mermaid.
Okay, but you literally left off the most important one of all. Do you know who the guy on the left is? Do you know who that is?
I am blanking. So you
Hold
get
on.
to fill that gap for me.
You tell the story real quick. I gotta prove a point.
Oh no. I apologize to the commenters if I'm forgetting one very important person. Put in the comments who you think it is, or I don't know, just guess while Aaron gets ready to prove his point. I don't know. Hey, I have some parts of me that are uncultured too. So, I'll at least admit to that, but I at least got quite a few of those voice actors. To see Flippy next to these icons, these legends, is pretty freaking cool. Not gonna lie.
Carly, who's that?
Richard Horvitz.
Yeah, that's and you know who that is?
Yes.
He's with Flippy, and they're cutting the ribbon together. You didn't see Flippy, but you saw Richard.
Oh, no shot.
Yeah.
And Bill Farmer and Paige O'Hara.
Okay, yeah,
and
but you
Jodie
didn't know who Richard Corvitz was.
I'm sorry, I can be uncultured sometimes.
Yeah, he's Zim.
He's in Vader Zim. He's also in Hell of a Boss. And he's literally one of the headliners at every GalaxyCon ever. Thank you, Carly.
Yeah.
I'm sorry I woke you up. I love you very much.
Good morning, Carly.
So, anyway.
You woke her up just to prove that point?
I didn't know she was sleeping. I'm sorry. She
Oh,
still
wow.
loves me. I hope.
I sure hope so.
I hope.
So yeah, anyways, Flippy got to be part of the ribbon cutting ceremony, which I didn't know was happening because I didn't have Richard's name in my press email that I got because I was notified of the ribbon cutting, but didn't realize he was going to be there, and I didn't know Flippy was going to be part of it too. But like,
I feel
literally,
like Flippy just showed up.
no, like I imagine it was planned last minute because it wasn't part of the like press release that I got, and but no, I mean the fans were still excited about it. You still had the group of people that were chanting "Flippy, Flippy" whenever they were like getting ready for him to like
That's so
do his
great.
thing. Yeah, and then everyone went down, and Joey did his speech. Welcome in. Here's what's going on, and in 90 minutes we're doing the main event panel, like right out of the gate, like. Wasting no time at Toonfest.
Yeah, it kind of surprised me that not only was it on day one, but it was also so early on day one, right? Where like it wasn't like mid-afternoon. It was like while people would still be at work. But I guess it kind of all comes back around to the fact that they weren't streaming it, so it's not like anyone would be missing it anyway.
Right, so it was at like 3:30 p.m. because the show that day started at 2 p.m. It's a little weird because normally conventions open at like 9 or 10 a.m. But on Friday, it opened at 2 p.m. So people started lining up at like 1 p.m. for like badges and registration and everything. And yeah, it was like one of the big first things of the convention. And that's when GalaxyCon realized, holy crap, there's a ton of people here for Toonfest, because let me tell you something, okay? I later found this out. So on the event schedule for Toonfest, it listed panel room South 230A as like the designated panel room. What I don't think anyone realized was that panel room was pretty small. And, you can't really have just 180 seats for that panel room. So when Toontown Rewritten walked up, this is like the tea that I got. They're like, sorry, I don't know if I'm cutting out.
Yo, you're back now.
Am I
You're good.
Okay, so the tea was
So
that
the tea.
the tea, it was like, 180 people, this isn't going to work, GalaxyCon. And GalaxyCon's like, no, this is like, the panel room that y'all have. And the Toontown team is like, you don't understand, like, what we need right now. So what actually happened, what I don't think people even realized, was that both S230A and S230B were both open for the panels, and the Toontown community filled it up
And they
so
still
much
filled it.
for both panel rooms that they were turning people away from the main event panel, the Q&A panel, the backstage panels. Every single time, they could not fit everybody. Like every single seat was full for these panels. This was not a problem for Hell of a Boss. Like we did the toonies in like a bigger panel stage room, and like we filled up like probably 2/3 of the seats in there alone. But like we needed those seats for like every single session that was held in the panel room.
Yeah, and it's like
So
I've been to a GalaxyCon. I know the
yeah.
difference between a panel room, a large panel room, and then like the grand stage. Now, Toontown Rewritten doesn't need the grand stage. That they're not trying to house 5,000 people, but they do need something larger than the panel room. They should have like this next tier down, which is like big but not main event big, and I'm just surprised that they didn't have that.
Yeah, so the Toonies was held in the Senpai stage, hilarious name by the way, in S230E, and that was like that mid-tier room that we really needed for all of our other panels that we didn't have for all of our other panels.
And I wonder if they gave it to them after they realized, oh, you did not have enough room.
So the Toonies were on the schedule in that room.
Interesting.
That was the only session that was on the schedule in that room.
Everything else, it's a timing thing. Like they just had what they consider more important things to fill up those other slots and just slid Toontown in where they could.
But by the time we got to the backstage Toontales panel, which by the way was great, I have stuff to say about that. Like by the time we got there, Joey literally mentioned at the start, yeah, by the way, we've been talking to like GalaxyCon, and we're gonna make sure that like that doesn't really happen again, that like in the future we're ready, that we have more space to allocate for these panels. So it's already something they've already been talking about, that they already have at the top of their mind. So
that's good. Because I know they literally take 10 to 12 months to plan every single convention. So
they do.
Next month they're already planning for.
They touched upon this. They were probably the most transparent this year about their like behind the scenes Toonfest organization. That was actually part of their Toontales panel. But I'll get to that, because at the start, like we were talking about, the main event panel happened super quickly into the event, and they cooked. They've been cooking.
Absolutely.
And they dropped a lot of news. They talked about Clear Coast and showed off the alpha like under construction in-game like appearance for it, and announced that we can play test today, even though the laptops actually weren't ready until tomorrow, because tech is hard at a convention when you don't have Wi-Fi to rely on.
Has a better ring to it,
It does. So you gotta make it count. But also Friday was only like 6 hours of the convention. Like it started at 2, ended at 8, so they only had like 4 hours to like get it ready.
It's interesting. I wonder. I guess because it's the first year, I wonder if they'll expand that for next year.
We'll see. I mean, and they literally said they were up until like 4 a.m. like trying to get the laptops working, and then like the tech team got like 3 hours of sleep before day 2 of Toonfest, and then John was still on the panel.
They literally
it's tradition. It's tradition.
Year, this is true, and they're always transparent about it. Every year they're all like, okay, here's our slides. We put them together last night.
Yep. Joey said they're getting better about it, but they've still like stayed up until 2 a.m. Like absolutely. So Clear Coast, we did get to play test that. I can talk about that later. New makeshift partnership. They announced that they're going to work on 8 new like projects in the next couple years.
I had to make sure I had that number right, because every single time I look back at it, I'm like, they only just did like 1. It's crazy that they've been like 8 more. And 8 more isn't just 1 item; it's 8 more campaigns. So, like the Dr. Shirley and I forget it, Lord Loud and Clear. I didn't forget his name this time. That was 1 campaign, so that counts as 1.
Yeah. So there's a lot that they could do. They have upcoming campaigns to reimagine the Flippy and Flunky plushies that they've done at past Toonfest. I have Flunky and I have Flippy. Very adorable, but now they're gonna have like attachables. So like the Flunky will have the tie, and the you can't remove the glasses.
No, I know. I was just like seeing how fragile it was.
Yeah, and then Flippy is gonna have and then Flippy's gonna have his whole cream pie like signature like that you can detach. and that's upcoming. But they had some potential ideas that they're considering as well, like a Slappy keychain or a Boiler plushie, or even like actual like hats and hoodies and stuff that they can work on makeshift with.
Yeah,
So,
and they're very smart and particular about what they design as not to step on
yeah,
the Disney IP. That is like the number one comment I see everywhere in my
yeah,
replies on Twitter and TikTok and YouTube.
yeah,
Everyone's all like, Disney's not going to like this. And I have to keep stepping in and correcting them, being like, listen, they've already done a campaign. Corporate Clash has already done two. They know how to formulate these, and they know what they can and cannot work with. And
yeah.
I may or may not be correct about this, but I know that even though Disney owns the IP of Toontown, the actual characters like Flippy and the Flunky, I don't think fall under that same copyright. Not that they're going to like, they're still not going to sell any of this for profit, but
Nope.
like the actual like Flunky, the term Flunky is a general term, just like with the name Flippy, and the actual character design, I don't know if this is actually in a copyright. You can correct me if I'm wrong, but if anyone wants to go searching for the copyrights, I don't know if they ever copyrighted all of the character designs. I don't know why they would. They were very simple character designs.
Commenters, it's your time to shine. Do your research.
Go figure that out for me.
Prove Aaron wrong for like the 5th time this podcast, please. I'm on my knees. I am
Okay,
begging
but,
for Aaron's downfall.
You didn't know who Invader Zim was, so got him.
I'll take one bullet today. I'll take one. So they also talked about new gags ? And I saw something very interesting on one of their Facebook posts that I think I posted about in here
Is
that
it
I
about the
wanted to
magic
like.
thing?
Yeah. No, so I was like, I was scrolling through Facebook because like I keep my family and friends posted and updated on like where I am in the world, and I like made a post about my trip to Toonfest there. And I looked on Toontown and Facebook, and I saw an interesting comment that said, quote, I heard a rumor that there was an option to get the final gag track under the trailer for Clear Coast. And Toontown Rewritten replied to this comment with an eyes emoji, which I think is very interesting.
What this tells me is that with the new gags, they want to add a new gag track, which means the prior option to get the final gag track in your mind of, oh, I went dropless and I want drop now, you will then be able to get by foregoing getting this new track. Now, I don't think they're going to they're still going to make it where you can't take one track, because that's what gives these tunes their individuality, right? That's kind of how every MMO goes. But I think that's what this is alluding to, in my opinion. And if I may be so bold, I did see somebody along the somewhere on the internet, I can't quite remember where, maybe it was in one of my YouTube comments, they said that they think that the new gag track could be called Magic, which would go with the whole everything, the whole theme of the prior Toonfest with the magic show and how everything was very magic-like. And I feel like that could fit, and it fits the theme of what the gag track is supposed to do, where they want it to be more... like, what's the word I'm looking for? Status effect-y, where it's supposed to raise attack or lower defense, or maybe even do a damage over time thing. So that's just a tune theory. Game theory, get on it.
Yeah, exactly. I think it's a very like valid like hypothesis. Like maybe they do something that's magic themed. I don't know. Maybe if they were doing that, they could have announced it at the Magic Toonfest. I don't know. Maybe the next Toonfest will give us some clues. Who knows?
I think that they're not far along with it to have an announcement, and they want to be able to backtrack if it doesn't work or change the idea or shift. They probably have multiple ideas and are just trying to cement one. Whenever things like this happen, usually it's like, we're going to have 3 ideas, we're going to workshop all of them, and whichever one comes out best we'll use, or maybe even we'll use 2 of them, but or we'll take aspects of this one and add it into that one. And so they're probably still so early on. This happens all the time in like gaming and media in general, where people are like, where's the release date for this, or what are you adding to this? At this point, if they knew, they would tell you, but they don't, because they are so early on in development.
I mean, it's kind of cool because a lot of the announcements that they talked about are also like so early on that like people's feedback can literally shape the future of like Toontown's gameplay with Toontown Rewritten. An example, joint ventures, which was kind of like surprise dropped when they were like, oh yeah, here's the new Tenor Terrace, and here's how you get to the Clear Coast Playground. Oh my god, what's that? Whoa, joint ventures. The building looks different.
That
Two
did come out
cog
of nowhere. I thought that
departments.
was really cool that they integrated that into showcasing the new like layout of the street. Very very clever.
It reminds me when they did the field office reveal at Replay
Mm-hmm.
FX, how it surprise dropped on Tune HQ. They love doing that stuff, and I love seeing them do that stuff. So joint ventures is very early. Like, I don't even think they have a full idea of what they're going to do with this either, because all that we really saw in the playtesting of it as part of the Clear Coast like playtest, which I think it's probably going to be tied into that update, honestly,
Oh, I think
was
so.
like,
Absolutely.
yeah, like it was just like it's a normal building, except you have cogs in both departments, and then like the levels are a bit higher. So like, you could have a level 7
Yeah, so
bottom
it's the
feeder.
tier range is extended. I think that's an important
Yeah,
distinguishment to make. It's not that
that
necessarily you're going to see level 14, 15, 16. It's not that the actual levels themselves, but you could see a bloodsucker that's level 8. You could see a flunky that's
yeah,
level 9, right?
yeah.
Something like that,
And
which they've
and I,
already kind of done in field offices.
of course.
Mhm.
Yeah, and I think they want to do more with like this. Like, what kind of unique abilities could like Sellbots and Cashbots have, or Lawbots and Bossbots have? Like,
Mhm.
what kind of things could they do to spice it up? Because right now, like, it's not entirely like exciting,
No,
like
it's a
from
visual
a
change, is what it
playtest.
is. It's
It's
a
very
cool
much visual,
idea, but like at
and
the
they need us
core,
to
you
like
strip away
figure
all the
out.
names and everything. It's still you're still
Yeah,
doing a cog building. You're still fighting a level 7 cog. Like,
100%.
hopefully
Yeah.
they do add
So
that spin where there is something different, there's something unique and something challenging, or some way that you need to approach it differently because there's two cog types. But I guess we'll wait and see.
yeah, and at the same time, like a 15 life tune can go into a one-story joint ventures building in Toontown Central, like I literally did on my playtest with Maury Sinnis, and we both went sad in the building because it was funny. But yeah, like buildings are accessible to everyone, so that's important to keep in mind. You don't want to make it like too hard because
Hmm.
anyone can be doing it with joint ventures,
Yeah, the
but you
joint
do
venture is
also
it's
want to make
cleverly
it
designed where
interesting.
it could be found anywhere from Toontown Central all the way to the end of the game.
And we found multiple buildings on lots of different streets and different playgrounds. And we noticed that depending on the type of joint venture building it was, you know how buildings tend to be like cogs incorporated, right?
Hmm.
None of these buildings were incorporated. Rather, there were different names depending on which joint venture it was. So like Lawbots and Bossbots were like administrators.
Hmm.
Sellbots and Cashbots were like oh, what was it? It was like financiers or something. Like it was completely unique and different in like the names. So like administrators, like it was very interesting. Like seeing like how they had their own unique like
So
spin
you gotta
to
find
it.
all the different combinations. Gotta collect them all. What are all the unique
Yeah,
names? The
and I
math
think
on top of my head, the math is that there would be six different ones. So right, figure them all
like
out. Write them all down.
six or seven, right? Yeah. So, and I think it's really interesting that like now because of the new like Quest 2.0 system that they implemented, they really can like make tasks around joint ventures and stuff. I mean, like I literally did a task today where I had to catch 18 peanut butter and jellyfish for a 3 point lap boost on one of my tunes, which is really cool. So
Hmm.
like like I think the door is open for them to do so much and just go absolutely wild with their tune tasks and make them
Yeah.
really interesting. So I think Joint Ventures is gonna be super interesting on that note too. I wonder if they could consider doing any like something visually fun, like maybe on the last floor, like you have the different statues of the two different departments, and maybe they're colored or something.
Hmm.
But I don't know, just random ideas that I could spitball for hours for joint ventures. They also talked about new doodle training, which ties into quote the new update. So essentially, what the new update like project is you have the teams on Toontown Rewritten like working on the big, exciting stuff, the field office stuff,
Hmm.
the lick
Clear
law bot, whatever
coasts.
you want to call it,
Hmm.
like the big projects. But then you have a handful of team members that are going to work on those smaller but still like important and exciting stuff too. So doodle training, they showed how you can access like the chats for those on the Doodle details panel. And then when you
Mm.
go to speed chat, it categorizes the latest trick that you used up at the top, which is just like, it's so small. It maybe saves you like half a second when you're clicking around, but it makes a big difference to help with doodle training. It's needed a lot of love. And doodles are so complex in Toontown anyway. There's a reason Corporate Clash completely removed doodles. So the fact that they're working on this from the ground up is really cool and exciting. Um, the new update, I mean, it really opens the door for all these random crazy ideas to actually get implemented into Toontown. Like people have spitball ideas, like what if we had something for tasks, right? Well, Quest 2.0. What if we had something for doodle training? Well, there's that. What else could we do? Maybe we take the games from our internal game jams and we take them and add them to the trolley games, right?
Doodle races. It's like horse
Doodle
racing, but you
races.
enter your doodle, and then you got to train up
Hey,
your doodle, and then I feel honestly, as much as it's a joke,
I
I think that would
mean,
be hilarious. I think that would
I
be
mean,
fun.
you know how many pet mini games there are in Wizard 101? I
Mm-hmm.
mean, I'm telling you, we could get some doodle mini games that actually take our doodles with our tunes, put them side by side, and actually like gain some, trick experience or just stats or I don't know, something.
Win the
Upgrade
mini
our
game
doodles.
or win all the trophies in the mini game and get laugh boosts. Maybe
I mean, look,
not out of the question.
I think what's really exciting, stuff like that, like it really opens the door for what's possible for Toontown Rewritten to like achieve. And I think that's what's like ultimately really exciting about not just the new update project, but like everything that Toontown Rewritten is cooking.
And
It's exciting again.
it wasn't until I stepped back and started collecting all these different Toontown genre sorts of games that I really realized that we took what was such a simplistic Toontown Online and branched it into all of these different possibilities purely just from people's imaginations. And
Yeah.
it's not like all of it was built from the ground up either. It's literally branched off of these core ideas and principles, so they still remain Toontown at their heart, but give
Yeah.
a brand new way to experience them. And so it's really awesome that even within Toontown Rewritten, they're still finding ways to do that.
And hey, they also dropped an update right after the main event panel.
Oh, I've been
The
ice
new
skating
Bird
every day.
remastered.
No,
Oh
I haven't. I
yeah.
went and I ice skated for like 30 seconds, and I was like, "This is awesome!" And then I jumped on top of the Toon HQ, and then I logged off because I had a video to edit. I
That's
hopped on
fair. I
just for the
mean,
footage of it, and it was really cool. So,
yeah, I mean, even those little things really are cool. And I mean, people on my stream today, as of this recording, like didn't even know that you could ice skate around the berg
hmm
and you can, jump on the Toon HQ. Like being able to find out these things is really exciting. It's part of Toontown's ongoing remastered project, something they've been working on and will be working on for a very long time. It's honestly, the Berg I think was first announced in like what 2016 OMG Con to like
hmm
be remastered, and they finally got around to it after 9 years, which it's long overdue. I'm very excited that the Berg got the update that it honestly has deserved. Even like fishing in the street ponds, like people in my chat were like, I noticed the difference. It looks really solid.
hmm Can I just say, like, the little announcements that they made, especially with, like, the update to the Berg, when I made a little short about that, I was really just trying to do my due diligence as a carer of Toontown to get that information out there, and I did not expect it to really kind of take off as much as it did. That one alone, just
Yeah.
on, like, TikTok, is at, like, 42,000 views right now, and someone else just liked it
Whoa.
7 seconds ago. It popped up in the corner. But yeah, 40,000 people saw that one. That is extremely high for a Toontown. Anything Toontown
No
related,
kidding.
that is extremely high. So,
That's where you get the crowd that's like, wait, Toontown's still being worked on
it was
and it's
full of a
being
lot of
updated.
people who like were like, wait, I didn't even realize Toontown was still a thing. Or people who were like, oh, I played this like 6-7 years ago. It's great to see that they're still updating it.
Or they're like, wait, people meet IRL in person at something called Toonfest and like hundreds of people like pack panel rooms. Like
hmm
it's like one of my favorite things as a content creator in this community is like continuing to like bring that nostalgia to people via games like Toontown and being able to like unlock memory vaults for people. It doesn't matter how many times I stream, I always get people that are like, wait, I didn't even realize this was still being worked on. That Wizard 101 is still up. That Toontown is still up. It's always a pretty cool feeling.
Yeah,
Yeah.
and I'm not gonna keep plugging my video too much, but I did just recently upload a video about like how Toontown has outgrew what Disney molded it to be,
That's right.
and that video is already reaching outside of its core audience, right? Like that is
I,
one of the
I feel
fastest
like
growing videos I've uploaded in quite a while. Like not since the
I feel
Lego
like
video.
yeah, I feel like YouTube video essays about like games like Toontown have really been taking off lately, and
Hmm.
it actually doesn't surprise me that it's becoming one of like your top like
Yeah.
videos. Also, thanks for using my footage. I'm glad I
Yeah,
contributed.
I'm glad that you let me use your footage. So I'm glad that we talked that out and came came to an agreement. Yeah, but
Yeah, we
it's
gotta
like,
help each other out.
of
Yeah.
course, that's why we're here. But I think
Mm.
it's interesting. Usually, whenever I upload any sort of Toontown footage or content or whatever it happens to be, like on a good day, it might get like a good 1,000 views or so, and then slowly creep up to that 2,000 view mark over the course of the week. This one jumped to like 5,000 views in 36 hours.
That's awesome.
So
Yeah.
it's still climbing. So if you have seen that video, thank you so much for watching it, and then thank you for coming here and listening to us ramble about more Toontown. This is the bonus Toontown, more
The bonus
Toontown.
Toontown. That's right. That's
Hmm.
right. And then I haven't even touched exactly on like my own experience. So I'll make sure to touch on that before we move on.
Hmm.
I was just, really excited that like, the community showed up so strong, stronger than I'd ever seen. I think everybody on the Toontown written team and a lot of the community members were overwhelmed in like the best way possible. Like even something simple as like fish bingo after the Great Toontown Pie Toss. This is a pretty solid like 60 by 60 whatever booth, and like you got people sitting on the floor. You got way too many people there, crossing off their bingo cards.
Hmm.
Not enough space for people to do art or uh play testing. You got long lines for the stamp rally. I mean, you got people from GalaxyCon like wandering in, being there were quite a few times where I overheard like general attendees being like, "Oh my God, Toontown is here. I played this game all the time," or "I didn't even know they were here," and that's always a really cool feeling. And then I've been personally to so many like gaming cons and events. I've been to some of the biggest ones here in the US, and I'm about to go to the biggest one in the world in Europe.
Hmm.
And I have never been in a panel room that has been more hyped, more excited about the content that's being discussed than Toonfest Orlando. When I tell you that, like, Aaron, you missed out on like how loud people were in that room. The Twitch streams and the footage don't do it justice.
I
You
believe
had to
it.
be there in person. You had to be there in person. The community was incredibly hype. And I've been to other Toonfests as well. Like I've heard that same level of hype, but I think the difference here was that the hype just extended, so like you could feel the energy in the room the whole time. You had people chattering amongst themselves in the middle of like these panels, which is normally not good panel etiquette, but it's just
But
how
it's because they're
excited people are.
excited, you
It's
know?
how
They're
excited
talking
people
about their
are for.
predictions.
Yeah, they're like, "Oh my God, what if they did this? Oh my God, boiler plushie potential? That's amazing."
Hmm.
Like all these things.
I want one of those,
Um,
by the way. The boiler
yes.
plushie, the slappy plushie. Sign me up.
Yes, 100%. I definitely just, I think it just the energy in the room made me like remind myself why like I still am attached to this community in some way after all these
Hmm.
years. I and on top of that, I had people that came up to me who have been familiar with my content. I had someone come up to me that wasn't familiar with my content, but I had a very nice chat with them that like they had no idea who I was, and yet, they were like, "I didn't realize you were like this content creator that like has done a lot in the community. Thanks for all that you've done." And I've had people come up that have quite literally been watching me since day one, my first stream in 2012. They have been there since the beginning,
That's
and they were asking for
crazy.
photos and autographs, and that's always one of the most humbling, like rewarding things. And I don't get that as often at these other large scale events than
Hmm.
I do at a Toonfest event, which is what makes it all the more special. And I'm gonna be honest, as a side tangent, it kind of makes me wonder if I want to come back to the Toontown Rewritten Partner Program. I'll expand on this thought in a little bit, but it really just was wonderful getting to meet everybody. The excitement was just next level. The passion for this game was, really on full display by hundreds of people, all ages. There was somebody that solo traveled all the way from South America just to be there for the weekend. People drove on massive road trips to show up to Orlando. People came in from all over the country. I came in from the West Coast of the US. We had people that were a lot of locals for sure. It makes me wonder if, like, if those kinds of numbers in Orlando can be relatively reciprocated at a future Toonfest at a different location.
Like LA,
because
it probably goes so hard in California or
well,
New York.
GalaxyCon has a location in San Jose that I think could be a candidate. They also have New Orleans, Raleigh. They have like different spots. I think a West Coast one has to be on the docket at some point because they've only ever been to Central Time and Eastern Time. They have not done a West Coast one yet. So I think San Jose is a real possibility. That's my prediction, I guess, because it seems like they're going to stick to the GalaxyCon network for a while. So
and they're at least doing Orlando again next year.
Well, we don't know. They did not.
Well, I think they probably. They're
I don't know.
sticking with GalaxyCon because GalaxyCon is everywhere. There's going to be one in Milwaukee in November that Carly wants to go to.
Is that a Nightmare Weekend? They have different kinds of shows.
I don't know off the top of my head. All I know is she's like, "Can we please go? We could apply for creator badges, and it'll be really cool."
Yeah, I mean, I'm fortunate enough. I have it over in this general direction. If I get up over here, I have the press badge for
very pretty.
Anime Orlando. It's messing with my green screen, but that's okay.
Kind of quirky.
Yeah, this got me complimentary access to the show.
I got one of those as well, but I didn't. I didn't show up to grab it.
Yeah, you didn't show up. I had people asking, "Are you around, Megasnoop?" And I said, "No, he's not around." But I had multiple people come up to me asking, "Where's Megasnoop?"
I'm sorry,
he's not here, and I had to
hopefully
tell
next year.
You were not
I want
there.
to. I do. I want to.
And how does it feel that you like really want to? Because things have been quiet, especially Columbus. You got kind of a more chill experience, but do you think that after Toonfest Orlando, your excitement, I guess, for like meeting the community in person is kind of like, I don't know, like heightened exponentially?
I really went through this like, I hate to describe it as a roller coaster, but it really was a roller coaster. When I first started my content creator journey, it was all about, I want to be involved in everything and I want to be there all the time and I want to meet all these people and see all these people and be as involved as I can. And then it like dipped and I was like, I don't care about any of this anymore. And then somewhere along the way it slowly came back and now I'm all like, man, this is the greatest thing ever. I want to be involved. I want to be there. I want to see everybody. I want to
listen. Has it been 10 years since you talked about the Toontown cycle thing? Like,
there's the little cycle and then there's the big cycle and it's all a cycle. It's a circle. We live in a circle. Time is a circle.
We live in the Matrix. It's a simulation.
But
anyways,
I did want to
continue.
I want to like piggyback one thing that you kind of said earlier that all ties in together with this is the fact that when you show up and there's so many people there, Toonfest does this incredible thing where it knows how to really pull people in. Toonfest, it's not big enough to be its own convention. That would be crazy. That'd be way out of any realm of possibility, at least in the foreseeable future. But every single convention I've ever been to, even when Toontown isn't there, Toontown has always had the most people show up to their booth. They don't always have the most space, but they are the most popular booth at whatever convention they're at, and I've never seen a more popular booth in any other convention anywhere, whether it's the Twitch cons or the Dream Hacks or whatever it happens to be. Like, Toontown knows how to pull that crowd, and they are like, I don't know how they're going to get more space, but they need more space. But they're ever so growing to the point where they're going to be too big just for a little convention floor, but too small to host their own convention.
Yeah.
And what a great problem to have.
It's a great problem to have for sure. And I mean, we got to learn a lot about the Toonfest planning aspect, like for Toonfest Orlando at the Toontails panel. It cost them about like $15,000 plus to get an entire Toonfest going with like tons of volunteers, like whether they're like +1 event volunteers or like actual Toontown rewritten staff. they've talked about like how the This Way to Toontown sign got like, a little bit damaged. Literally at Orlando, they had to like do some surgery on it just to make sure that it looked good for Toonfest Orlando. And like they talked about like how they got it shipped and everything, and that was a really cool. They really gave us some good stuff at the Toontails panel, and like it's a tradition I think they started in Columbus, and I think it's one that's going to continue to carry on, where these staff members come forward with these really neat stories, whether it's from their time on the team or whether it's like Toonfest related. So
I really do love hearing about that stuff. I am a sucker for behind the scenes stuff.
And one thing that you might not know is that at Toonfest, unbeknownst to Toontown Rewritten, they were not aware until like Saturday, Sunday, you had Artist Alley vendors at GalaxyCon Anime Orlando that had like Toontown related side quests.
Wow.
Where you could complete a specific Toon task and you could get a little freebie like this that
I thought
says,
that was from the booth. Actually, I saw
was
saw
not.
those everywhere. Where it's like I did the victory dance and all I got was this button. I saw a ton of people with those. I'm surprised that wasn't an idea from Toontown.
It was
Rewritten.
not.
That's
and
great.
they had
well,
no
now they have an
idea.
idea for next year.
Yes, they did not work with these multiple Artist Alley vendors that had these like high roller, like duck shuffler, flippy, like stickers, whatever they had. You could spend like $5 or so to get them, but then you also like this one. I'm forgetting the artist off the top of my head. It's on my Instagram stories. I'm gonna scream later when I forget. But it's like they had like this cute little buttons that you could get if you like recorded a Toontown victory dance with someone you don't know, or you go up to a staff member and like ask them a question. Just little things like that really add to the experience. And I think it's if Toonfest were to ever be its own convention and you suddenly had all these Artist Alley vendors that like had these like little things to either purchase or like little side quests that you could do, maybe the stamp rally needs to include some of these Artist Alley vendors where you're going around actually seeing the convention that you're attending and actually like meeting and some of these like vendors and stuff like that, because it's a really great way to have Toonfest like expand beyond the walls of the booth. We literally had like staff like filming from GalaxyCon that one of them literally got pied in the face, joined in on the action. I think his name was Jason. He had his GalaxyCon staff shirt on, and he literally shout out Jason. Yeah, no, like the staff were totally into it. Like at GalaxyCon, they absolutely loved it. You had attendees like stopping from walking by and just watching all this mayhem go down at the Toontown booth. And that's, all this Toonie mayhem is exactly what is so beautiful about an event like Toonfest. And that's kind of why I started thinking to myself, about the whole partner program thing, because the applications I asked, they're still closed, and they've been closed for like the past few years while they kind of like organize and like update like things on the back end, get more partner program managers, get more like focusing on like the quality and the experience for like partners. They added the new in-game partner badges. They did the Partner Fest before Toonfest, and they're really like looking into all of that. And I don't know, it's just like exciting again, because quick story is that I was invited as a founding partner to Toontown Rewritten's partner program. I'm currently part of Corporate Clashes. Yep, I'm part of Corporate Clashes as well.
If I may, it was you, Amesy, and somebody else, right? Those were like the three that they brought on initially, like as a start.
Yeah, I'm trying to think who the third one was. Was it a duck, maybe? Like a duck Toon
I don't
avatar?
remember off the top
know.
of my head because I wanted to know if they were still part of it or not.
Well, I know Amesy for sure is not.
Yeah, I know. Amesy
kind of blew up, right? They're over there.
Went their own path.
I literally saw them playing Undertale for the first time on stream today. Like, they're living their best life.
Absolutely.
Go off, Kane. Go off, Kane. But, yeah, the program is definitely like the partner program for Toontown Written has changed a lot since I decided to step back. I found the video that I put out on Twitter when I announced that I was like stepping back from the program. And it was interesting to watch because at the time I was going through an internship for college credit. I was very knee deep into all things school related. and just a lot going on in my life. So I stepped back for that reason primarily. It was like exactly 6 months before field offices dropped too. So it
If
was
I may say,
unbeknownst to
though,
me.
like, I don't think it was the wrong choice. It's not like you had anything wrong
Yeah.
with the team or wrong with the game. It's just that you had to take a
Yeah.
step back for
No.
your own priorities. And it just,
Yeah.
it made sense at the time. And then there's
Yes,
nothing
exactly.
to stop you from kind of going back.
Yeah, I just need to wait for them to like reopen apps because I do want to see like what they might change the requirement. I don't know.
I don't know. You let me know when they
Maybe,
do. Maybe I'll throw one too and see what they say. Listen.
yeah.
I swear I'm a lot better now. I promise. I swear. I don't swear.
You're a good boy now.
I didn't usually swear. What it was is that I would hang out with a lot of unsavory people, and over the past few years, I do not associate with those people anymore.
This is a very true point. We have removed people from this community that like, you and I and, some more than others on both ends that like are no longer in this community that did kind of impact us as individuals. And
you ever hear that thing where like you're just the sum of the 6 people you spend the most time with? It's essentially that. And when I stopped spending time with those people, I kind of realized things within myself that I no longer am or don't feel like I should be. And I feel like that's just all part of character growth. And every single day you work towards being a better version of you, right? So I don't know. That's just me. So let me know when those partner apps come through. Maybe I'll throw one out, and if it's a no, it's a no. It's okay. I can deal with it. I got other stuff I'm working on.
We know how to handle rejection, but I think I would be particularly excited to reapply, especially once they come out with like the updated info. And I'm sure they've been thinking long and hard about how they want to bring back the program, because you don't want to accept people that like, you don't want to accept people into a program that you don't feel isn't giving like the quality that partners like deserve necessarily. And you want the proper support from managers, you want the proper benefits, you want the proper
I've been in a
opportunities.
handful of partnerships, and it does go both ways, right? They ask some things from you, but they're willing to meet you halfway and help you get there. And if they're like, hey, can you get this promotional video? If you need any help, let me know. I can provide you some things. Oh, you need like a product? Let me ship it to you. It'll get there tomorrow. They're usually great about it.
If the partner program on TTR can provide like assets or like gameplay capture footage for content creators to use, like of Clear Coast, then we can use it in our content. That is like,
it's a win-win. It really is. It's a win-win.
It's more than just game code giveaways. There are so many things that the program, I think, really can tackle. And hopefully there's someone watching this that is like listening in that's directly working on the program. And I can give feedback as well down the line as well if y'all want me to help shape the program. I'm good at shaping programs. Twitch, Jackbox.
You are a Twitch ambassador.
I know how to do a good roundtable when I can. So
one thing I really appreciated from the Corporate Clash partnership when I was a part of that for a brief time was that they gave me like this pack of like assets where it was just a bunch of PNGs and backgrounds and stuff that I could use for thumbnails and graphic design. That was awesome. I wish I still had it, but it died with my computer before I got this new one. And so, like, I wish I still had that, but it was everything I ever needed to make a million thumbnails and more. So that's just another idea.
I don't know if I still have that because my PC also kind of hit rocks at one point, so I might have lost that. And I don't know if they have kept those assets updated on Corporate Clash's side. I am still part of their program. It's been very low key with just like maybe stream the game a couple times.
They are restructuring things internally, so I understand.
And Clash has also been restructuring a lot internally too. They made a blog post about it. You can go find it. But
glad to see them on the right path, though.
Agreed. And I'm excited to see where Toontown Rewritten is going to, which is something I hadn't like felt truly, authentically, like, not saying not recently, but just like not in a while. Like, I mean, every Toonfest I go to, I come out feeling excited and renewed about the game, but I think Toonfest Orlando really, really hit different for me. It was such a special one, and it makes me look forward to when I go to my 10th Toonfest event, because my first one was 2016. I haven't missed a Toonfest since, counting Toonfest at home. Yeah, so I'm already, wherever they go, I hope I can be there, and hopefully by then I can maybe be part of the like partner program and maybe work a little closely to like hype up the community on stuff, and then maybe stream some stuff. I need a better PC, but you know,
Hey, yo,
I think
Toontown
that
Rewritten, can you help a brother out? Get him a new PC.
help a brother out.
Help him out. Listen, it's only what, like a few $1,000s for a good PC. Come on.
Imagine. We gotta have the cooler, like you know how some of them are like RGB and stuff. We gotta have like Flippy on there.
It's got to be like a
throwing up
Toontown
high.
themed PC,
Yeah.
like where you can
Could you
see
imagine how cool
inside,
that would be?
and on top of the GPU, there's like a neon Flippy.
Can you imagine how cool a Toontown PC would be?
That would be dope.
I should bring that to a manufacturer at some point.
Right? That's
Listen.
an idea.
That'd be cool.
I get what you mean
yeah.
with the hype though, just because I wasn't even there, and it already
No.
sparked that in me where I was like, oh man, I cannot wait until I make like this video about it, because I had pre-planned to make this video for a while. The whole like Toontown through all the genres idea has been sitting in my notepad for like 6 months now, and I always meant to get around to it, like ever since Grindworks came out, so like March. That's how long I've had this idea for. And I only just now did it, and it worked really well that it coincided with Toonfest, so I can like kind of add that on top of it. And I wanted to make this video so bad because of Toonfest. I had that fire in me that I was like, ooh, I want to make a good video. And I think it turned out okay. Carly says she loves it. She's like, you did so good, honey.
I like it. You did
thank you.
good. Yeah, if no one's told you today, you did good.
But it's awesome whenever not just a game but a community can make you feel that way and light that fire for passion. Man, it makes me want to be a full-time content creator again. It does.
That, and I mean, I don't think we're ever going to get like sponsored by Toontown and to go to Toonfest, which has
definitely
bewildered.
not.
It's definitely like a concept that seems a little foreign to some of my content creator mutual friends. So like, why don't they just pay you to go to Toonfest? Like, no, I am happy to spend my money to travel over to meet the community, authentic passion, because you don't get that these days. Like in like.
I mean,
like,
we get like press badges, but those aren't given to us from TTR or anybody.
And I mean, yeah, we have to apply to the proper convention, and they could always say no. And like, I mean, it's these kinds of communities are few and far between. I mean, Toontown really, really is just one of those special like communities with thousands of people still actively playing the game. And I don't know, the Toonfest really made me fall in love with the game again, which I mean, I went in with my own, like, not like doubts, but like mild reservations. Not too many. I go in with zero expectations, but I'm like, I don't know, am I really going to get like a lot out of this? And I got more than I ever could have imagined, and it was beautiful. So I really want to rekindle that like bridge with like the Toontown Rewritten team at some point, and like maybe even get back on their partner program if they'll have me. Again, they could say no. That's okay. I know I've made some content recently that is like not family friendly, but I use like Twitch's content classification labels, so maybe we like have a chat about that where there's content that's
I think
clearly
they're restructuring
disclosed.
it. Like they probably are looking at their own restructure and figuring something out.
Yeah, so we'll see how it goes, but you know, I think if you walk away from a Toonfest, you're probably interested in Revitalized to like apply for partner program if you're a creator, apply for artists if you're an artist, apply for modelers, community ambassadors, whatever it is. Like there's probably open positions right now on various Toontown projects. I saw Event Horizon was looking for some artists. So
I'm not
which, by the way,
talented
is
enough for any of that.
No. Yeah. I mean, me neither, to be fair. That's why we sit
That's
behind
why
the
I
camera.
make YouTube video.
Yeah, that's right. That's right. We have our own strengths
I
and
know how to
weaknesses.
green screen and cut a clip. That's what I'm good at.
I thought you were about to say you know how to green, and that's not very Toony.
Oh no. Wait.
Yeah. Anything else I can very quickly say on my experience? I mean, just getting to hang out with everybody was wonderful. By the way, apologies to any fellow attendees if I seemed tired in my interactions with you, because I was. My legs were like screaming by like the end of day one, and I was like, we've only been at GalaxyCon for 6 hours. I'm a little scared. Why is my body sore? Why is my brain tired? I don't know if I can get through the rest of this. So like I absolutely was pretty tired, which also contributed to like a bit of my coverage, not streaming as many like panels or like playtesting sessions as I wanted
also
to.
The internet sucked, so
Oh, yeah. The internet did suck. But yeah, I had people comment to me being like, yeah, you haven't done like as much like Toonfest coverage this time as you have in the past. And I'm like, there are reasons, but also, yes, I was pretty tired. But luckily there were other people that were like all on top of Toonfest coverage, and we got to lean on each other every now and then. So I know Toonfest is a big one for me, but also, you win some, you lose some. I kind of had some rough luck with the internet at the panel room because it kind of like went away by that point.
Mhm.
Hopefully, it doesn't happen again, but you never know. Every convention center is different. But
Fingers crossed.
I did my best, and I am really happy with the experience I had, getting to chat with everybody, getting to participate in the various activities. Pretty much most of my Anime Orlando was focused on like all things Toontown, and even then, I still got a chance to like walk around and hit the different artist alley booths and like just hang out with fellow fans of whatever was going on. So, I mean, yeah, GalaxyCon has a lot of great stuff going on,
I think
and
it's a good
Toonfest
home for
especially.
Toontown. Specific, like I do. I think of all the
Yeah,
different conventions they've been to, I think GalaxyCon is a good place for it to like create that partnership and grow.
yeah. I mean, I imagine they were gonna stick with replay effects before the Panini kind of like got rotten and struck a little bit there, but
Mm-hmm.
yeah. I mean, MomoCon was a good convention for Toontown Rewritten. It was massive. It always is massive every Memorial Day weekend. But now Toontown Rewritten has like playing room with GalaxyCon. They can hop
There's a
around
lot more
different
to play with. They could
cities.
do multiple a year. They could go West Coast, East Coast.
Exactly. I mean, they could do another Toonfest Mini Columbus edition like somewhere else.
Come
Like,
to Milwaukee so I don't have to fly.
hey, if you heard it here first, if they go to Milwaukee, Aaron's there.
Party at my house.
Toonfest at Megasnoop's house.
No,
Let's
don't.
go.
There's not a lot of room here. All right, this room looks big.
No.
It can fit like three comfortably.
Okay, but can I come over and play video games
Oh,
with you?
absolutely. I got the setup right over there. PS5, Switch 2,
Yeah.
whatever you need. There's the big TV out in the living room.
Yeah. That's awesome. Well, I mean, I don't know what kind of games are going to come out in the next couple years. Like, I don't know. Didn't Battlefield 6 have like a big creator event, Aaron, that they did?
I don't remember. I know that they're in a beta right now. I was gonna use that as a
Spoiler alert, they
transition.
did.
Yeah, I was
Spoiler
gonna
alert,
use
they
that as a
did.
transition, but I closed out of all those tabs because I was like, we're kind of running out of time. I don't want to go through it. But anyway, the long story short is that Battlefield 6 is actually so big. Just the beta passed the max current players that Call of Duty has ever had.
That's
Ever.
crazy.
Mm-hmm.
Just the beta of
Just the
one
beta.
title.
Mm-hmm. And then
God,
there was like this whole
that's
like cheating scandal, and
mm,
I closed all the tabs, okay? But like just it's
yeah.
this really cool story of this cat girl who is really good at FPSs and was so good at Battlefields that everyone thought she was cheating and was all like, okay, I'll put a hand
Oh.
cam.
Oh, I remember
And
this. I saw this too,
I almost
actually.
thought it
Yes.
was cheating too, just looking at the clips. But then I went to like her Twitter and looked at all her other clips, and I'm like, oh no, she's just actually that good, and like with hand cam and everything. And she went from like 200 average viewers to like 1,200. It's amazing how like yeah, a
Wow.
clip like that can send somebody viral, and literally like they got banned from Twitch for
Yeah.
a moment until it was like, okay, wait, hold on, our bad. No, you're good. Just continue what you're doing. And their comeback was amazing, and they're thriving right now. So
That's so wild.
you never
Yeah.
know when you're gonna go viral, guys. So just keep posting clips. You never know.
I've always wondered, like, if I'm like 20, 30 years into this whole like content creation thing, like how things would be perceived if I ever like did have that shining star viral moment and I tell
hmm
people, yeah, I've been at this for 30 years and they're like,
It
huh?
happens. That's what happened to Ninja. He was a Halo player for several years
Yep.
before the Fortnite renaissance and everything. So you never know. Your time could
I've
be anytime.
It can. I mean, I've dipped back down into some of the lowest like sub numbers, viewership numbers I've had in a while, but like I'm still
Same
like
here.
thriving and surviving. Yeah,
I
it's
do
the
it for
struggle of
fun.
content.
I work a full time
Yeah.
job, but I'm still doing this because I love it. It's because I
I mean,
like to
I
do it.
I mean, I'd straight up probably see myself in the future getting like some kind of day job and then just like streaming in the evenings. That's what I
Yeah.
did when I was in school, so like I
hmm
have the time, but instead I'm spending that time traveling to different US states and different European countries and
I'm spending that time
covering these cool
podcasting.
times. Yeah, we're out here podcasting.
It's a good excuse to hang out with a friend, you know? It's like if we didn't do this, I don't know how often I'd actually get to sit down and talk to you. So this is a good excuse for us to like not just talk about video games, but talk to each other.
Absolutely, 100%. And, people can chime in and tune in, and maybe this will be the episode that pops off. Maybe the next one's the one that pops off. Who knows?
You never know. You get the right topic, you get the right clip, or you get the right game. Speaking of game, you want to play a quick game before we go?
I like fun games.
All right, let's play
a fun game.
I think this is one that you're actually going to be really good at, to be honest. So, yeah. Can you see this?
Is sharing the screen on Discord. Mm-hmm. We got who's that Pokemon?
We're gonna see how many we can get in a row, and I think between the two of us, we know quite a bit. I already know this one. I looked at it immediately. They give you 4 options.
I know this one.
Makes it easy. So
that's nice. I thought it was gonna be like you either know it or you don't, but the names help.
The names
a lot.
definitely help because I'm immediately like, oh, that's Remoraid.
Yeah. And once upon a time, I had a shiny
changed
honey
to Scatterbug.
Channel, so why did it change to Scatterbug? It was Remoraid.
It was.
All right.
It's
maybe
a
the
funny
game is
website.
Broken.
All right. Next one.
Okay. This one is Palafin in zero form.
Palafin. I didn't really, honestly, I just knew it wasn't the other ones. I saw Finn and I was like, it looks like a dolphin, so I kind of figured. What about this one?
That's Wugtrio for sure.
Wugtrio. It's like Wario, but it also Dugtrio. So that's a good guess. Oh, I know this one. This one's Toxicroak.
What's this one?
Toxicroak. Sure, let's go. That's from my generation. I know this one as well.
This one is Shellos.
Shellos? I always said Shellos. Now, what if it was like West? What if they had West down here too? I don't know if I'd be able to tell the difference.
I would scream. All right.
Ooh.
You know this one? I know this one.
I want to say it's I can never pronounce it right, but it's the
Black Kyurem.
Kyurem, that's how it is. So this is actually from
Black
2. Black 2, right? They
made a movie about this guy.
I need to play
about Kyurem.
I need to play Black 2, White 2. Oh, I know this one. This is Dragonair. That's my beauty.
Sure
that's my
is.
grace. That's my Miss United States. You know this one?
Hey, I know this one.
Yep.
Do you know this one?
Of course I do. It's
Meryl.
It's Meryl.
You better.
Let's go. Do. Just do Meryl again.
Let's do Meryl again.
It's Meryl again. Let's
Yay!
go. Meryl a third time? Aw, it's not a Meryl.
It's Mr. Mime,
Mr.
the
Mime, the goat. Let's see if we can get to 20. Mantine,
you know this one?
Mantine?
It sure is Mantine.
All right, let's go. And it's got a little Remoraid under the fin, actually.
That's so cute. Oh my god.
This one's a Jigglypuff from above.
It's not. It's
I know it's a Taurus, but like if it didn't have the optional, I would have never known it's Paldean Taurus, right?
I think I'd be able to tell because of the the head kind of being more
the horns aren't as sharp.
The fur. The horns aren't as sharp either. That's definitely Paldean Taurus. This one is Nidoqueen.
That's an OG right there, right off of Giovanni's team. It sure is. Oh, I might not know this
what do
one.
you think this one is?
It's
obvious.
Is this the Venusaur?
It is because you can see the clouds at the top, and that's how you know it's either Dynamax or Gigantamax.
All right, yeah, yep. I didn't really Gigantamax a lot in the game that had Gigantamax. I think I was just less. I was less having fun with those games.
Which one is this one, Aaron?
This is definitely a Grimer, so this has got to be a Alolan because it's the only one that it's down there. So I love the way he looks, though. He looks so Halloween-y. I like the green. All right, come on, 5 more. Okay, so this one also has the clouds. So this has got to be the Gigantamax, all right?
It's Lapras.
Lapras, let's go. Looking good. All right. Oh, this one, I know this one.
Yanmega.
Yanmega, there we go.
Jesse from Team Rocket had a Yanmega, actually.
Heck yeah. Uh-oh.
Alolan Diglett.
It's totally.
It's the hair strands.
It's the hair strands. It's the fact that it looks like a Diglett.
Yeah.
Ooh.
This one is. Do you know this one?
Whirlipede?
I know this one. It sure is Whirlipede.
All right, one more for our 20. Can we get 20 Pokemon in a row and show how much of nerds we are? Ooh.
You know this one? I know this one. You know this one?
Is that how you say Dragaggle? It's
I think
Dragaggle! Is that how you say it? Yeah! Let's go!
I don't know if that's how you say it. Can you up the
Dragaggle?
difficulty in this? It says different difficulty, like,
Hard
sessions.
mode, but hard mode, like, this is what hard mode does. It's still Quillfish, you know? Like,
It's still very much cool. I don't know
It's
how
still-
that's hard mode.
I don't know, because it's blurry and it's spinning, and you're like, okay, maybe that is Arceus, I think, right? Or, no, it's got this.
Is it?
Or is it? Man, hard mode got us. It could be Mudsdale.
I know what it is.
Wait, do you? Which one is it?
I'm gonna let you guess.
Is it Arceus? It is Arceus.
It is.
Let's go.
Yeah. It got you for a minute.
Just for a minute. Just for a minute.
We have to end off on God being the last Pokemon.
Of course.
that
What
comes
better
up.
way to do
Which,
it?
you know, maybe Arceus has a cult around him too. I don't know. You know,
Just like
first you
Mario
got
and
Flippy,
Jesus
You got
and
Mario and
Toontown.
Jesus. Yeah, if you don't know what we're talking about, go back to the beginning of the podcast because you definitely skipped to this part.
I would hope that they've watched the whole thing. We talked about Toontown the whole time.
This was like probably upwards of 90 minutes.
Yeah,
about,
it's
so
an hour 25 we're pushing, so yeah.
What are we going to do for the last 5 minutes so we get to 90 minutes?
Oh, we're not going to do that. I'm so hungry. My stomach's rumbling.
What do you mean? We got to give the people what they want. What are you going to eat is the question. What are you going to eat? What's the move? Because you're saving the Baja Blast thing for later.
You're right. I think I'm just going to make some ramen. I think ramen sounds really good. I'm going to cut up some sausage. I'm going to put that on the stove. I'm going to... You know what I can do with the last couple minutes? I can tell the story about why we didn't record on Monday. So if you don't know, and you're just like listening, and you're still listening after the Toontown part, I had such a weekend where it was 96 degrees, which doesn't sound too hot, but when it's like humid, it sucks. I was fine with it. And
in Wisconsin?
In Wisconsin. And I went to the state fair with my good pal Ben Royko. We had a grand old time, and we left about 4:30. And I was like, it's supposed to storm tonight, so we should probably like pack up and go before like everybody else tries to go out.
You made the right call because I heard that it was flooding at the state fair.
Mm-hmm. As soon as we dropped off Ben and Carly at their hotel, it started downpouring, and we're like, "Well, good timing." So we drove back to the apartment, and we were just chilling. We were hanging out, and like while we're hanging out here, I can hear the rain coming down really hard. I can hear the thunder and the lightning going, and I'm like, "Wow, it's kind of going a little more than usual." Our light fixtures were flickering a little bit, and I was like, oh, that kind of sucks. The internet was going in and out because that's just what it does when it storms here.
Yeah.
And then literally it sounded like a bomb went off because lightning struck right there. It struck the roof of the apartment. Surprisingly, the power didn't go out. The internet did, but what it did is it power surged all the way through the building, and it knocked out the range extender I use in order to get internet to my computer. And so that fried it's dead. The lights that I have up along the top of my room, dead. I have to get brand new lights now.
Wow.
Luckily, those are the only things that died here. Our neighbor wasn't as lucky. Her TV got fried. Her work computer got fried. I am so blessed that my computer is still alive after that. Don't know how like we got away with our lives here, you know?
Do you use like a surge protector at all?
I
like,
do,
plug your
but
electronic...
it's weird. Okay, so like the internet thing didn't have a surge protector, and so I understand why that got fried. But the lights run through a surge protector, so I'm surprised those got hit.
Wow.
So that's kind of weird.
Wow.
Everything else is on surge protectors, though. I make sure of it. So everything else is good on that front. And so with
these
getting
storms have been wild.
Getting a new range extender, that's actually why I had to like shift everything over here, because the range extender is now plugged in over here where it can get signal, as opposed to back here behind my desk where it used to be. But no, you're right. That storm was so bad that it was constant lightning and thunder. Like I had never seen this constant lightning and thunder in my life, continuous overnight all the way into the early morning. It was crazy. I couldn't sleep facing the window because it was like paparazzi outside my window with the flash on. And
that's wild.
The rain got so bad, everything was flooded. The state fair was flooded. They had to evacuate all the animals. The American Family Field was flooded. People couldn't park at the Brewer game the next day. They couldn't even get the cars out the next day. There were cars stuck on the highway because the water was coming up to the windows. The cars couldn't move. It was the worst rain that the Milwaukee area had ever seen. Ever.
Like, on record. That's crazy.
We tried to go to Best Buy the next day, and we had to like reroute 3 times to avoid like flooded areas because the rivers and the lakes. There's a golf course between here and Best Buy that we drive by, and the only thing that wasn't touched was the 18th hole because it was up on a hill. Everything else was submerged. I'm not kidding. The grown businessmen are all upset because they can't go golfing after work because it's all underwater.
Shaking their golf clubs in the air, like.
The second day, the 15th hole was good, but everything else was still flooded, and by now it's all good. But yeah, it was.
That's so wild. No, I mean, I had like the paparazzi lightning in Texas as a kid that like pretty much traumatized me to where I still have anxiety when a thunderstorm approaches. Like that stuff that's like a historic for sure. At my Airbnb in Orlando, because it's Florida and it storms every afternoon like clockwork at 2 p.m.
Yeah.
Like we had lightning strike on or near like the Airbnb I was staying at, and like a few things got a little funky with lights and stuff like that.
That's crazy.
Yeah, no, the Florida weather I was not a fan of. I'm so glad I came home as soon as Toonfest ended. I don't want Toonfest to go back to Orlando in August. I'm sorry. I love Disney as much as the next person, but like,
dude, Florida is terrible.
I'm tired of going to Florida in like August. I'm so tired. It is so bad. Also, I think like there's a big fighting game convention anyway that coincides with Anime Orlando anyway, so like there's a conflict there. So like don't go to Orlando. Toontown, I beg. Don't do it.
Please come to Milwaukee.
Yeah,
party
for sure.
at my house.
There we go. Yeah. Oh my God. No, the weather's been crazy lately for sure, like all around. But we don't need to talk about that on a gaming podcast.
But there you go. We got over an hour and a half. That'll keep you guys well fed for the next 3 weeks until Michael comes back from his world tour.
I gotta go to Germany for Gamescom.
I can't wait to watch Gamescom. Gamescom is gonna be so good.
Opening Night Live is hosted by Jeff Keighley. That literally is like the opening of Gamescom, and I was sad
because that's a Wednesday, right?
Yeah.
The 20th.
The 20th, yeah. No, the 19th. Sorry,
it starts
the
19th.
Yeah, it's the afternoon, evening of the 19th. You should also like send your info to be like an official co-streamer if you want, and like
I would, but I work that day.
Rip.
Because it's in Germany, right? So they're like evening is my morning.
Yeah, so like for me it's like a 9-hour time difference. So like when I'm waking up in the morning, everyone here is going to sleep. So yeah, but Opening Night Live, they have some big stuff that they're talking about there. And I was sad because they didn't have like fan tickets available when I looked. They were sold out last month when I found out I was actually going to be able to go. But they reopened tickets and I managed to get one for only like $40. It's really not that
too bad.
Like, yeah, I'm pretty excited. Like, I was so sad, but now I'll possibly be able to get my Jeff Keighley trifecta again. Summer Game Fest, Gamescom Opening Night Live, and then the Game Awards in December.
He's going to think you're following him.
Yeah, right? I mean, I do follow him on socials, so... True. Yeah. Anyways, I know we're running out of time, but I'm excited.
Let you go so you can get back to streaming.
I will be having a good stream, and then I'll be at Gamescom, and I immediately go to Seattle for PAX West as well. So if you're going to PAX West, I gave out some badges, so I might see some folks there. And then I'm hibernating for a month before TwitchCon. So.
Oh, heck yeah. Love that. Yeah.
But next podcast will probably be September, so we're done for August. So when I come back, I'll tell y'all how the events were, and I don't know. We'll probably have some more non-Toontown stuff to talk about.
We'll definitely have some Gamescom to talk about.
We will. Gamescom. That's right. COM, like .com. You know, thebomb.com. All right. That's a funny ending. Follow me on Twitch and all socials, and go follow Megasnoop and subscribe to this podcast.
Don't do it. Don't subscribe to this podcast. Don't follow me. Don't do it.
Subscribe. Spread it around. Repost the podcast.
All right, the
help us,
podcast is ending
get it out
now.
there.
Sorry, it's
Bye.
goodbye.